Back to reality.
When life gets busy, I want delicious food that's quick and easy to make. So I've come up with loads of recipes that you can rattle out in no time at all. These meals are designed to take the stress out of your cooking. I'm keeping it super simple, and I want to show you how to make great dishes using just 5 ingredients. They're the ultimate set of go-to dishes. Forget long lists of ingredients. These recipes are streamlined, perfect for getting you lot back in the kitchen. It's all about genius ingredient combos that deliver big on flavour, and you'll see just how exciting simple can be. Let's make it. I'm cooking up 4 quick and easy dishes for you to make this week. Wow, 5 ingredients, just firing all of your taste buds. All you need for these time-saving recipes are just 5 ingredients, plus the most basic store cupboard staples. On the menu, pan-seared lamb with all the trimmings, turning epic Sunday roast vibes into a hassle-free platter. On the inside, where it's blushing, it's just sweet and delicate with a bit of spud. Cheers. Gooey gorgonzola and pear pasta, surprising flavour combos, doing all the work so you don't have to. Your tongue is going to be like, woohoo! And that's what we want. An explosion of colour. My sticky hoisin chicken, using simple tricks to create real wow factor. Look, that's properly crispy, and that's what we want. And ridiculously speedy spinach curry. When life gets a little hectic, it's a winner. It's a really brilliant combination that always delivers. With all these incredible quick and easy dishes, you can be a great cook no matter how busy you are. First, a quick twist on a classic roast lamb dinner. All the same comforting vibes with much less faff. This next recipe is a real crowd pleaser. It's an absolute classic, and I want to show you how to do it. It's so fast. The flavours for this dish come from lamb rump, baby new potatoes, pesto, fresh basil, and frozen peas. This is a delicious, beautiful meal for 2, and basically the timing revolves around these little babies, new potatoes. So these normally take about, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes, right? So if we cut them in half, we also half the time. The spirit of this dish is to create something really awesome, really exciting, and really impressive in hardly any time at all. I love that. Pop the spuds in salted boiling water and whack a pan on a medium-high heat ready for our hero ingredient. The rump of lamb is a sensational cut. Get yourself a double steak. Get it from your butcher's. Beautiful. Look at that, and that fat, that's going to render out. It's going to be delicious. What I'd like to do is help it by just scoring the fat like this. And by doing so, you're creating more surface area, and you're allowing the heat to sort of penetrate the fat, and therefore encourage crispiness, texture, stuff that gets you really excited, right? So it's a nice little trick to do. Then have a nice little season up, right? So we can season the lamb and the board and be quite generous with the pepper. And we can kind of really invest in that bark, that crust. You are maximising the capacity for some mind-blowing flavour. Look at that, okay? So little things make a big difference. Pan, fat side down, and look at that. Very quickly, that's melting like a candle. Wicked. Clean board, clean knife. Keep giving your lamb love. Turning it regularly, and in around 8 minutes, the meat will be beautifully blushing. Look at the searing. Let's just test our potatoes. Oh, they're close. Okay, perfect time to get my peas out. Frozen vegetables are amazing. So I'm going to put about 200 grams of peas into there. Beautiful. Lid back on. We're using the same pan as well, so we're saving on washing up. Okay, next ingredient, green pesto. This is a real nice cheat for quick cooking and big flavour. And in there you've got cheese, nuts, oil, garlic, so there's loads of flavour in one ingredient. So look, we're looking good here, guys. After only 3 minutes, the peas are done. So drain with the potatoes. Look at that. And the lamb's had about 9 minutes, so we can remove it to rest. Let's just place our lovely meat on here. Gorgeous. And then this we're finished with. I'm just going to get rid of that fat. But what we have got in here is nice little sticky bits in the pan. So, nick a little bit of that cooking water. And into that, we'll add some pesto. Just 1 heaped tablespoon plus a thimble of red wine vinegar creates a delicious flavour coating for your potatoes and peas. And then what you want to do is give that a good old toss. We're not just tossing the hot new potatoes and peas with the pesto, we're also kind of adding the lovely pan juices from that lamb. And then last but not least, some basil. I'm just going to pick a few big leaves and just tear it into our pan. One last toss. And then shake that onto a lovely platter. Look at those colours, guys. Yum. This lamb has had a few minutes to rest. See the juices that have naturally come out? This is gold. Don't go washing that up. Don't go washing that up. So this can go to one side. Now simply carve the lamb into succulent slices. Beautiful. Now that's how my missus likes it. I would normally take it a little bit rarer than that, but Jules would love it like this. That's how you have a nice, long, healthy marriage. Lay the meat in and around. And what's really nice is when you finally slice it, it really looks generous. And then get those juices, look, don't go missing a bit. This ain't gravy, this is like pure essence of juice. Guys, that is intense. And then just to finish it off, go to these little baby basil leaves here, place that around. What a joy. Super fast. Time to eat. Come on. What a lovely platter of food. I love getting a little bit of everything on a fork. Frozen peas, they're always good, but in that pesto and lamb juice sort of dressing, another level. And that real steaky savouriness on the outside of the lamb, but then on the inside where it's blushing, it's just sweet and delicate with a bit of spud. Happy days. Cheers. A comforting feast for two, ticking the boxes of an indulgent roast, all done in under half an hour. What's not to love? 5. Now, buckle up for a very special pasta dish with surprising flavours that your taste buds will thank you for. This is something a bit different and I think you're going to love it. Get yourself some Gorgonzola cheese, super ripe pears, radicchio, dried farfalle pasta, and a handful of walnuts. A really classy, delicious pasta dish. So the pasta of choice is farfalle, which translates as butterflies. And we love them. My girls absolutely love these. So we're going to put a couple of handfuls in for 2 people. It's going to be great. These take about 12 minutes to cook. Season with salt, and in the time it takes for this pasta to cook, we will have the rest of the dish ready. So let's get that lid on. In actual fact, let's swap that lid, take that, for a little bowl, or a big bowl, okay? And what I want to do here is use it as a lid, but also the subtle heat of this is the perfect thing to melt this Gorgonzola. So I'm just going to cut about half of this. Look at that. This is Italy's version of a Stilton. It's gorgeous. You can get it in the supermarkets now. You've got gooey bits, flaky, crumbly bits, light bits of blue. So you've got creaminess and funk and a whole load of texture going on. So just break that cheese up in the bottom of the bowl, and that will gently ooze and melt. So that's why this bowl is so brilliant, because it's a gentle heat. So it'll be almost like a kind of fondue. And the only bit I won't use is the little bit of skin at the side. So, pasta on, cheese melting, it's looking good. This dish is all about big, contrasting flavours. So bring on Italy's version of red chicory, the mighty radicchio. This is a very, very famous salad leaf, famous for being bitter. And if you look at the cross-section here, it's absolutely beautiful. But if you have bitter food in conjunction with sweet food, and the sweet food in this story will be these beautiful pears, now you're talking, right? So sweet with bitter, with the creaminess of this beautiful cheese, is going to be amazing. And your tongue is going to be like, woohoo! And that's what we want. Get a pan on a high heat, then core and finely slice 2 juicy pears. Now, if they're one of those pears that has a kind of khaki, sandpapery sort of outside, peel them, right? You can see these ones have got silky soft outsides, and that's lovely, so just leave those. Get them a bit finer. I'm going dry into the pan. Come back here. We've got a bit of an ooze going on there, so you can see how it's just melting. Molten, funky cheese. Oh. I'm going to have a little chef's honour. This is my bit of pear, and this is a bit of oozy cheese, right? You shouldn't do this, but... Oh, creamy, funky, delicious, seasoned, depth of flavour, and then juicy, sweet. Yes, but it's only going to get better. Clank up half the radicchio into 1 centimetre slices and add to the pears. So sweet and bitter come together in a pan of love. We're just going to wilt that down for 3 or 4 minutes until that pasta's cooked. You can see it shrinking and softening. It smells incredible. The pasta's going to be done now. Look at that oozy cheese. You know that makes sense. Yes. Love that. So I'm just going to take that off. Drain your pasta, keeping some of that precious starchy water. And grab a handful of walnuts. And just crush them in my hands. Beautiful. So this is where things get quite cool. Then I'm going to go in with the pasta. Let's get that wonderful melty cheese. You know it makes sense. Oh, yes. And then a little bit of that starchy cooking water. Pinch of black pepper. Wow. And then start the magic. It's the most beautiful, incredible pink. So good. And then a few bits of nuts. Crush them up as fine as you can in your hands and just sprinkle it on top. My friends, that is a classic. Come on, let's get in there. Most of this is super silky, but with the odd hit of the walnuts. The bitterness is very subtle now, but the pear is beyond sweet and it's just working. And the cheese is not strong. It's very milky and fresh with a nice little twang. What a combination. 5 ingredients, just firing all your taste buds. That's a great pasta right there. What an utterly effortless grown-up pasta dish, bursting with exciting, bold flavours. Don't just watch it, try it.
Back to reality.
This is my quick and easy food. A delicious set of go-to recipes for those of you that love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 ingredients, these recipes are quick to cook, easy to remember, and outrageously tasty. Now make way for my head-turning sticky hoisin chicken. With a few nifty tricks, this stress-free dish produces restaurant-quality results. It's a belter of a recipe with 5 ingredients that look so sophisticated. All you need are free-range chicken legs, spring onions, mixed coloured chilies, hoisin sauce, and super juicy oranges. I'm going to show you a really basic bit of butchery to make these chicken legs super delicious and give you the crispiest skin ever. Get yourself a big knife, and I'm going to hold the fat end of the thigh. I want to cut down to the bone and rotate it like that. Then get the heel of the knife, very important, and give a nice little solid clank down. It allows you to expose that bone, which will turn into a little handle later, and it will look so sophisticated. Now simply peel off the skin. And we're basically going to make chicken crackling. It's going to be really, really good. Repeat with the second leg, then place both the skin and the meat in a dry pan for 5 minutes on a medium-high heat. Board and knife over here. Let's have a proper little hand wash. So let's get a fresh board, and I want to show you how to prep some chilies and spring onion. It's a nice little trick to do. Trim the base off the spring onions, half, and put the white ends aside for later. And then with this part of the spring onions, what I want to do is just slice it up. Go as delicate as you can. You don't have to have brilliant knife skills, but just take the time and be bothered, and the best you can do will be absolutely fantastic. And the little trick to make them curl up and go a bit bonkers and crunchy is to get some cold water. If you can put a few ice cubes in there, even better. Just straight into the ice water, under they go. And literally, in the time it takes this chicken to cook, they will go all over the place. Right, chilli. Deseed and finely slice the 2 chilies and let them chill out in the ice bath too. Get it in there and the magic will begin. Now, let's have a little look at our chicken. Turn that skin over. Look, it's gone golden already. Oh, I'm going to go in with the spring onion white part here and move that around. Then give it a season with some salt and plenty of black pepper. And I'm going to whack this in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. Timings may vary with the size of your chicken legs, but I'm cooking these for 25 minutes. Okay, so the chicken's had about 15-20 minutes. And look, it's colouring up nice, but I just want to remove that chicken skin. Look, that's properly crispy. And that's what we want. And also, this is a time when you can look at those spring onions. Depending on the size, you can remove those too. Chicken goes back, and I want to get onto the next bit. We've got our lovely little veggies. Can you see them curling up? Look at that. Yes. Come on. That is going to be great. Cold and crunchy, soft and hot, delicious. We've got crispy skins, and we've got gorgeous caramelised onions. We've only been going a little bit. Next, 3 beautiful oranges. Guys, imagine that beautiful chicken and then like a little bed of beautiful, juicy citrus. You could use any oranges you like, clementines, mandarins, but this is a blood orange. Look how dark that is. That's outrageous. Remove the peel and white pith with a knife, then slice into discs and create a stylish citrus edible plate. A little ray of sunshine, beautiful. Okay, let's finish it off. Hoisin sauce, a brilliant cupboard product, 2 big tablespoons. And what I want to do is just mix it with a little vinegar to give it a twang, but also just to let it down a little bit. Mix it up. It is so simple. Right, that chicken is done now. It's had 25-30 minutes. Gently put that hoisin sauce over the meat. I want it to just stick to it. Get a nice thick layer. Amazing. Now, they'll just turn off the oven. There's still residual heat in there. I'm just going to pop it in for a couple of minutes. And I don't want to cook it. I don't want to caramelise it, right, because it will burn. I just want it to set, tighten up, and just stick to the meat so when you pick it up... Time to serve up. Drain the chilies and spring onions from their ice bath. They look so fantastic. It's just temperature and water that's done that. Gone completely bonkers. I'm going to divide that into 2 and pile it on here. And then these little spring onions, just in and around. Chicken's ready. There you go. A fantastic, shiny chicken leg. Then we got the skin. Slice it up. We got flavour here, guys. Got texture. It's all going on. Chicken time. Let's get into it, come on. It's quite a big mouthful, Jamie, but sorry, got to. It's just so juicy with the orange. And the skin you might think is a faff. It's so crunchy. And the spring onion, you get that beautiful hum. And it's really, really good with the hoisin and the chicken. It's off the chart. Show-stopping sticky hoisin chicken. Delicious to eat, impressive to present, and deceptively simple to make. Now for the fastest, yummiest curry on the block. Perfect for people with busy lives. We all love a curry, and this is a curry in a hurry. Just grab some baby spinach, unsalted cashew nuts, an onion, Rogan Josh curry paste, and paneer cheese. So delicious, so fast to cook. What we're gonna do is get a big pan, whack it onto a medium-high heat, and we are gonna toast up and get a little bit golden some cashew nuts. First job, very, very simple. Nice little handful goes in. Beautiful. Lightly toast those around. This will wake up the flavors. Once golden brown, pour into a mortar to cool before returning the pan to the heat. Next ingredient, the humble onion for the sweetness. So just take the end off, both sides, cut it in half, and peel. Finely slice the onion, and then I'll put those into the pan. You can put a bit of oil if you want, but I'll just put them in dry for the moment. Next ingredient, Rogan Josh curry paste. It's a brilliant cheat. There's a whole army of ingredients, ground spices, paprika, coriander, turmeric, cumin. There's a load of stuff going on there. So it's packing a really big punch for one ingredient. Can you see how the oil has come to the top? Pour in that amazing oil, and then 2 heaped teaspoons of that paste. We just want to bring those spices to life, sweeten those onions. It already smells incredible. Next ingredients, baby spinach, and maybe you haven't used it before, paneer. You can get it in the supermarkets. It's an Indian cheese. It's kind of got a bit of a kind of halloumi-esque feel about it. I'm going to use half a pack here. And the nice thing about paneer is it's a very simple cheese, very affordable, and it's a really good carrier of flavours. Chunk it up into cubes, then check on your caramelising onions. What I love is every minute that goes by, the flavours just start changing and getting more complex. We've got garlic in there from the paste. We've got tamarind for that sweet and sour fruitiness. All those layers of quite aromatic spices. This will not be a hot, chili hot curry. This will be just sort of gentle and delicious and interesting. So at this stage, a nice little trick is to put some vinegar. Red wine vinegar goes in, about a tablespoon. Give it a little shake and it will get absorbed by the onion, and we're amplifying that sweet and sourness, that tang, which is no bad thing. Add the paneer cubes to the party and toss them amongst all those beautiful flavours. Oh, it's so good. And at this stage in the game, we're going to go in with our bag of spinach. This is already washed and ready and raring to go. 200 grams. And it looks like a lot, but that's going to cook down in no time at all. Spinach is great with spice and layers of flavouring. It's going to be so irony and fresh and delicious. And while that's happening, let's take this opportunity to pound up some of these beautiful cashew nuts. Just get in there, so there's chunks, so there's powder, and, you know, a real contrast in textures. The smell, by the way, is amazing. So that toasting was a really good idea. Saving some back for later, sprinkle in half. And once the spinach is wilted, it's time to plate up. So this is very, very quick cooking, but it's also very, very exciting. Look at that, look at the colours. Gorgeous. And then last but not least, sprinkle on top. And then those last few bits of pounded up cashews, beautiful. And of course a little drizzle of extra virgin. And there you go. It's a really lovely little midweek meal for two. Delicious, full of flavour, texture, excitement. And the thing about this dish is the paste guarantees a flavour and a consistency that is what you want when you're cooking quick, everyday food. Brilliant. Right, let's have a little try up. Now, if you've never tried paneer before, it just sucks up flavour. It loves spice. Don't be shy. It's a really simple, brilliant combination that always delivers. Great for busy people. What are you waiting for? Paneer, spinach, onion, cashew, Rogan Josh. Bloomin', delicious. A crazily quick curry, taking little effort and delivering big flavour. There you go, my delicious stress-free menu to see you through the week. One platter wonder pan-seared lamb, pear and gorgonzola farfalle, a flavour combo king, show-stopping hoisin chicken with all that crispy skin, and a super speedy spinach curry. My 5-ingredient food that's quick to cook and even easier to remember. Next time, 4 more delicious dishes for those of you who love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 ingredients, each recipe is ridiculously tasty, unbelievably impressive, but all quick and easy.
Back to reality.
When life gets busy, I want delicious food that's quick and easy to make. So I've come up with loads of recipes that you can rattle out in no time at all. These meals are designed to take the stress out of your cooking. I'm keeping it super simple, and I want to show you how to make great dishes using just 5 ingredients. They're the ultimate set of go-to dishes. Forget long lists of ingredients. These recipes are streamlined, perfect for getting you lot back in the kitchen. It's all about genius ingredient combos that deliver big on flavour, and you'll see just how exciting simple can be. Let's make it. I'm cooking up 4 quick and easy dishes for you to make this week. I'm saying have a go at that. You won't regret it. All you need for these time-saving recipes are just 5 ingredients plus the most basic store cupboard staples. On the menu, my mouth-watering hot smoked salmon pasta. A seriously impressive dish in a flash. Huge flavour. A super easy, crowd-pleasing salad that will get your mates' taste buds soaring. That's exciting. And what you want is people going, oh, just a minute. A ridiculously simple family favourite, sausage and apple bake. It's a scruffy, humble, but brilliant dish. And last but not least, a time-saving way to give the humble cauliflower a Middle Eastern makeover. Guys, colours. Woo! Oh, you know it's going to be good. With all these incredible quick and easy dishes, you can be a great cook no matter how busy you are. So let's get started with a ridiculously quick hot smoked salmon pasta. A truly luxurious dish for when time is tight. Let me show you an absolutely spectacular pasta dish, a meal for 2 that is so fast. For a taste sensation, get some sustainable hot smoked salmon, fresh asparagus, an unwaxed lemon, dried tagliarini pasta, and gorgeous creme fraiche. It's so good, you're going to love it, and it's such a big, flavourful dish for such a quick thing to do. So, pan of boiling water on. Let's start off with the primary ingredient, the hot smoked salmon. You can get it in all the supermarkets. Gorgeous skin, flesh, and that wonderful colour. There's such a lot of flavour for one ingredient right here. So this goes in a pan, dry pan, skin side down, and we're on a medium heat here. What I want to achieve is crispy skin. It's going to be really good. Hot smoked salmon is a total time saver because it's already cooked. So just heat it through and get the skin gorgeously golden. Now, asparagus. I'm going to use a little gadget, which is a speed peeler, and we're going to just take this peeler from the base to the tip. And what's beautiful is the elegance, you know, the precision. Love that. As soon as it gets tricky, which is about now, that we'll put to the side. So what I'm trying to achieve here, guys, is texture, visual appeal, and of course, the way you cut vegetables and ingredients changes the way it tastes. Put the ribbons to the side for later. Then chop up the leftover asparagus, removing any woody ends. Make it quite fine, okay? Because your tagliolini is delicate and you want this to stick around that beautiful pasta. So, salmon's been in there for like a minute. I want to turn the salmon and its skin should just peel off effortlessly. And then, a little bit like pork scratchings, I want to get this crispy. So put the skin the other side down, just a little oil, and we're going to go in with the chopped asparagus. And then if you look, you can see it rendering, getting super crispy. As we're doing that, we can use our lovely unwaxed lemon. Just a few strokes. Just the lemon zest gives such flavour. Don't waste it. So look, let's have a little look here. Look at that. You can see how delicate that is. Lovely colour. Beautiful. Big bits, small bits. And of course the asparagus is now sucking up all of that lovely flavour. Look at that. Skin's getting crispier. This is going to be great. Right, this pasta cooks in like 3-4 minutes. I've got boiling water here. Season it. Always important. So you want about 150 grams of dried pasta there. This tagliolini, it has egg in it, so it's a gentle, silky kind of pasta. So just break the pasta up and then let it boil. When that salmon skin is really nice and crisp, look at that. Oh, it's popping and spitting. Take this out, and I'll just put that like that. And then I can introduce lemon juice to this very lovely pan of wonderful flavour. Or literally just move the salmon and asparagus around, and when it's kind of cooked away, I'm just going to grab this pasta and throw it in. You can drain it in a colander if you want, but if you've got tongs, you can do this. Once you've done that, then the last ingredient is wonderful creme fraiche. About a tablespoon goes in, a little bit of relief from the smokiness. And I want to contrast that with the heat from pepper, the generous dusting. And then we can jiggle the pan around. I'm going to add a little bit of cooking water, and this will kind of almost relax the creme fraiche and mix with the beautiful smoked salmon fat. And I'm going to turn the heat off now and just move the pasta around like that. The smell is phenomenal. Look at that. Oh, this is going to be good, guys. It's going to be so good. Just before serving up, throw the asparagus ribbons into the pan to give them a quick blast of heat. Look at the colour. Really, really nice. Beautiful. All I do now is go back to my crispy bit of salmon. And you've got every last bit of flavour from that salmon. And if you want to drizzle it with a little oil. Oh, and the important thing about pasta is not to talk, eat. And I love the way when you kind of twinkle your fork around, you get the beautiful asparagus as well. And those little chunks of cooked asparagus with the smoked salmon, crispy bits. Mmm. Big flavour. Big flavour. It's a combo that wants to work. Those 5 things have got to be best mates. Do you know what I mean? You haven't got time for ice breaking. Just got to be best mates. Real food, real cooking, fun to make, and not just quick. Blooming delicious. What are you waiting for? You shouldn't even be watching anymore. My effortless hot smoked salmon pasta. the perfect combo of truly classy flavours. 5.
To life, to reality.
Next up, an off-the-charts veg dish. Packed with mouth-watering flavour and texture, this is a taste explosion that couldn't be simpler. Now to make a beautiful salad, we're going to do cherry charred rice. All you need is mixed wild rice, dried sour cherries, rainbow chard, walnuts, and gorgeous feta cheese. So this is a fantastic little salad, great as a little lunch, beautiful as a side salad for any kind of dinner you can think of, or wonderful as a platter that you can put in a nice sharing table, a buffet, something like that. So first up, get our pan on full whack. I've got some boiling water here, and we're going to cook the rice. So wild rice we're using, and a nice mixture of grains, just 150 grams. Normally when you buy a mixed bag like that, they're kind of all graded so they cook at the same time. So that goes in. Make sure you season the water. Get that rice boiling. Now, rainbow chard. You can get this down the farmers markets, you can get it in good supermarkets, and these stalks, which we definitely don't want to lose, cook at a different time than the leaves. So separate off the gorgeous chard leaves and chop the stalks in half. And then take these lovely stalks, and these can go in the colander, and then the colander can go above our rice. And that'll save on your washing up, then a little lid on top, and let that steam for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and when they start to soften, I'll put these leaves right on top. While that's happening, what we're going to do is a nice little dressing. Here we have dried sour cherries. Look at them. The depth of flavour is phenomenal. Oh, they're so good. Just grab a handful and run your knife through them a few times to get them super fine. Then you're going to stretch a lot of flavour a long way, and every time you get a nice little spoon of the rice, get a little hit of chewy, sour, sweet cherry. Pop them into a bowl and add a tablespoon of red wine vinegar and extra virgin olive oil. One little trick as well, you can take a bit of water, just the water, not the rice, and that little bit of warm water will just soften up those sour cherries. Right, so that's looking good. Now I want to take my leaves, put them on the top, lid back on. While that's happening, get a nice handful of these beautiful walnuts, really good for you, and they really give this salad a nice little crunch and flavour. Just line them up, and I want to finely slice it. Once you've sliced the walnuts, save a handful for later, and throw the rest into a bowl with the sour cherry dressing. Okay, so we've had just a few little minutes here. So the greens are just lightly steamed. We want to keep the colour, keep the life. I'm using my hands, but you might want to use tongs if the chard is still hot. Finely slice the leaves and stalks and pop them into a bowl. And while they're still hot, we'll give them a little dress, just to get the flavours going. Okay, last ingredient, and a very, very important one, feta cheese. What a great cheese. I love, love, love feta cheese. Keep a bit there for sprinkling. I want to just break up some of this feta. Mix it up. Once the rice is cooked to the packet instructions, drain and add the chard and cherry dressing. While this is hot and steamy, that is the best time to dress it and take on all that beautiful flavour. As soon as that heat from the rice starts to kiss the old feta cheese, it changes. It's soft and creamy and gorgeous. Really nice. What a picture. Right, let's plate it up. It is pretty beautiful. Colours pop in, and then that little bit of feta that I reserved. Just quite nice to put a little bit on top, just for pops of colour. Beautiful walnuts, really nice, simple little salad. Gorgeous. So there you go. Simple, but beautiful. Now, time to have a little try. Come on, excuse the spoon. Let's just get in there. Right. It's the feta that really, in my opinion, links it all together. That salty dairy creaminess is just there holding up the chew of the sour cherries. So good. What's really nice is the way we steam those stalks. They're quite meaty, quite substantial. Then you get the crunch of the walnuts. Lots of textures. You know, even when you've finished eating, you can still sort of taste loads of different elements of it. And what you want is people going, oh, just a minute. What a lovely little salad to have in your repertoire and knock up really, really quickly. Delicious. My gorgeous cherry-charred wild rice. A stunning warm rainbow salad full of amazing flavours and texture.
Back to reality.
This is my quick and easy food. A delicious set of go-to recipes for those of you that love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 ingredients, these recipes are quick to cook, easy to remember, and outrageously tasty. Now for a no-nonsense family favourite. A scrumptious sausage supper for when time is tight. I'm going to show you a really humble, beautiful, comforting bake. For full-on flavour, get some free-range chipolatas. Eating apples, parsnips, red onions, and beautiful runny honey. It's a family classic. It's 5 ingredients that really cook into each other and make each ingredient really sing. So how does it begin? In the pan. Right now, just get it onto a medium-high heat. I'll start off with the red onions. What I want to do is take the ends off of our onions like that. Cut them in half, then into quarters. And then I just want to break the onion into beautiful little petals. Just break it up. Discard the skins and let the onions cook away in a dry oven-proof dish. As they release their natural sugars, they'll start to go gorgeously sticky and beautifully sweet. That's why we're starting them first and getting that caramelisation happening. And then just going to quarter some nice eating apples. Once they're in quarter, just pop out that little bit of core. And then the quarters can go into our pan. Just a little olive oil. And a little pinch of salt and pepper. And look at that. I mean, it's already a picture. So just give your pan a bit of a love every now and again. You just want to lightly brown it. Next job, what I want to do is show you a preparation that kind of makes this dish. With the parsnip, instead of clanking it up into big chunks, what I want to do is just get rid of the core and leave the skin on. The skin is super savoury and delicious. And then use your peeler to give you these amazing little strips. So just spend a couple of minutes rattling through these. Take it down to the core. The cores you can put in the soup, compost them. Look how brilliant it looks. Really cool. Lovely. Job's a good one. So one last toss here. Can you see how the apple's starting to caramelise? Can you see how the onion's just charring up? That's flavour right there. But see on the bottom of the pan, almost looks a tiny bit burnt. That's the sugars from both the onion and the apples. So what we can do is actually clean the pan by adding like a tablespoon or 2 of vinegar. And just go like that, which is getting that flavour off. But the sweetness and the sourness will make the most incredible flavour. So now we take this bonkers amount of shredded parsnip. I just want to lightly toss it in the apples and the onion. Look how extraordinarily crazy that is. Then grab your free-range chipolatas and snuggle them into the dish amongst the gorgeously caramelised fruit and veg. Put it in a bit of onion, put it around the edge, slip it there next to Mr. Apple. Gordon Bennett, this is going to be good. Let's have a little wash up, a little delicate dressing of olive oil, a light seasoning, and that, my friends, is going straight in the oven. The oven is at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. I'm going to put that in right in the middle for half an hour. In less than 10 minutes, you've prepped a delicious family dinner. Let's have a little look. The smell is amazing. Look at that. Okay, so it's already looking beautiful. What I need now, I'm gonna use some honey. So just a little tablespoon. Drizzly, drizzly, drizzly. And that will give our bake a mouth-watering glaze. Back in the oven for about 5 minutes. Or until it looks outrageously delicious. We're pretty much there. It looks pretty good. Come on. And look at that. Crispy bits, soft bits, lovely little bit of sausage. I think it's very beautiful in the most gnarly, dragged through a hedge backwards kind of way. Come on, let's get amongst it. Look at that. You can put it in the middle of the table. You can pair it up with mashed potatoes and peas if you want. You can leave it as it is, but it's really, really joyful and very, very tasty. And there's little sticky bits around the edge and the bottom, and the sticky bits are always the best bits. Right, let's get in there. Bit of sausage on the dance floor. Oh. The honey, that little bit at the end, just makes the whole thing work a treat. A scruffy, humble, but brilliant little combination. This is just about flavour, nothing else. Just so good. There you go, my gorgeously simple sausage and apple bake. Effortless cooking at its best. Yeah, 5.
Back to life, back to reality.
And finally, a simple way to give an everyday veg a show-stopping Middle Eastern twist. I'm going to show you how to make a delicious, big and bold recipe celebrating the humble cauliflower. All you need is cauliflower, harissa, natural yogurt, fresh pomegranate, and dukkha, a Middle Eastern spice blend. This is a really exciting dish. You can have it as a main meal, as a side dish. It is really, really beautiful. And it's celebrating a whole bunch of different flavours. It's 5 ingredients punching so hard. So what we're going to do is roast this whole, but we want to rub it in amazing things. And I want to create a little flavour bomb, encase it in cool stuff. Big up some flavours to really make this whole cauliflower amazing. Let's get amongst this. So first up, 2 tablespoons of beautiful yoghurt. And then I'm going to go in with 2 lovely teaspoons of harissa. Look for harissa in the supermarket. It's delicious. It's a load of beautiful dried peppers, pounded up, sometimes fennel seeds and garlic and rose petals and stuff like that. 1 ingredient punching hard with loads of flavours. Add half a tablespoon of red wine vinegar and season with salt and pepper. And we'll just marble that up. You can mix it up, but let's just marble. Look at those colours. I mean, you know that's going to be gorgeous. What a joy. So, this is when we have to get these going, right? Have a little rub up, right? You can't earn big flavour without getting stuck in. So the important thing is to use your hands, get in there, and really rub that paste into the cauliflowers. Try and get under the leaves. We really want to treat this almost like you were kind of marinating a lovely chicken or something like that. Get it right in there. Go around the base, have a little rub up. Go on, look at that. It's just joyful. Now, next up, pomegranate. Look at these. I mean, it's just the most wonderful fruit. Carefully slice into 2 and put half to the side. Then squeeze the juice of the other half all over the cauliflower. You've got to be strong now, right? Oh, God, you have to use your might, use your muscle. Look at that. Woo! Oh, you know it's going to be good. Just squeeze it. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Bit excited, I'll control myself. And then just a little bit of water. So that's about 100 mils of water. It's going to sort of steam and bake. It's going to go gnarly. It's going to go dark. It might look like I've made a mistake, but just trust me, special things are going to happen in that oven. So let that cook at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit, and you've got an hour and 15 minutes to kick back and relax. Oh, I told you it would look dark and burnt. So if you just angle your baking dish, can you see there all of that goodness, right? Baste this just like you would baste any cut of meat. Literally get everything scraped from the corners. Pop it back in the oven for just 10 minutes. What we want to do is take all the juices from the bottom and make them live stuck on the top. With this dish, the uglier, the better. Be bold and earn yourself some utterly delicious flavours. So the 10 minutes are up. And what a celebration. Now it's time to finish it. Grab your pomegranate. Open your fingers up like that, and we're going to give it a really good spanking. And let those capsules fall out. So imagine the spice, the beautiful cauliflower, and those sweet, sweet capsules exploding in your mouth. So it's a flavour sensation. A bit of juice is going to come out. It's going to get messy. Go with the flow. It's all cool in the gang. Add an optional drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and it's time for the last ingredient, a shortcut to extra flavour and crunch. This is dukkah, or we call it dukkah. When you're in Egypt, it's called dua, which means to pound. And you can get it in the supermarket. It's a mixture of different kind of spices, fennel seeds, coriander seeds, almonds. You can have sesame in there, cumin. It's unbelievable, really good. Punches really hard for one ingredient with so many different things in it. You can eat this any way you like. Slice it, chunk it, nuggets. But I'm going to go for the slice because I think it's such a nice cross-section. Have a look at this. Hot and steamy. If you can kind of see the cross-section there and how all the flavours seep through that. And then these juices are insane. Let's get in there. Oh my Lord. There is so much going on there. Wow. Layers of flavour. And when you get those pomegranates, they just explode sweet. This is properly exciting. Get amongst it and have a go. My ugly, delicious, spiced whole roast cauliflower. Maximum Middle Eastern flavour with minimal fuss. So there you go, my delicious stress-free menu to see you through the week. A super fast hot smoked salmon pasta, my scrumptious cherry charred wild rice, a ridiculously simple sausage and apple bake, and my super impressive gnarly spiced roast collie. My 5-ingredient food that's quick to cook and even easier to remember. Next time, 4 more delicious dishes for those of you who love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 simple ingredients, each recipe is ridiculously tasty, unbelievably impressive, but all quick and easy.
Back to reality.
When life gets busy, I want delicious food that's quick and easy to make. So I've come up with loads of recipes that you can rattle out in no time at all. These meals are designed to take the stress out of your cooking. I'm keeping it super simple, and I want to show you how to make great dishes using just 5 ingredients. They're the ultimate set of go-to dishes. Forget long lists of ingredients. These recipes are streamlined, perfect for getting you lot back in the kitchen. It's all about genius ingredient combos that deliver big on flavour, and you'll see just how exciting simple can be. Let's make it. I'm cooking up 4 quick and easy dishes for you to make this week. That's going to make people very, very happy. All you need for these time-saving recipes are just 5 ingredients plus the most basic store cupboard staples. On the menu, my succulent lamb stew, utterly comforting and crazily simple to make.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's big flavour.
Tasty warm lentil salad, a fantastic little dish that you can rattle out in no time.
The lentils and broccoli work so well together. Absolutely delicious.
The ultimate liver, bacon and sweet onions, bringing an easy old school classic bang up to date.
In the middle, it's like the silkiest, most beautiful pate. That's what it's about. That's the luxury, that's the joy.
And just when you've seen it all, there's my speedy, surprising black tahini noodles.
Look at that. It's not your everyday noodle dish, right?
With all these incredible quick and easy dishes, you can be a great cook no matter how busy you are. Let's kick off with a hearty £1 wonder. Super easy to put together and even better to demolish.
We are going to make the succulent lamb stew. It's utterly delicious.
Made with beautiful lamb shoulder, mixed olives, plum tomatoes, fresh rosemary, and cheeky little silver skin pickled onions.
It's that kind of comfort food that makes you really, really happy. It feels like you have to work really hard to achieve such big flavours. You don't. 5-6 minutes of putting it together, then bang it in the oven and let that oven do all the hard work. So fast but slow cooking. I like that. Now, the cut of lamb that I'm using is a beautiful shoulder of lamb. And the shoulder of lamb is one of my favourite cuts. The butcher has removed it off the bone, and when this cooks a couple of hours until tender, it's just going to melt in the mouth. The flavour is going to be awesome.
This is so fast to put together, I'm going to get all my ingredients out and ready. So grab 150 grams of mixed olives and 2 tins of plum tomatoes.
And then, maybe the surprise one, silver-skinned pickled onions. That kind of acidity riffs off of the richness of the lamb beautifully. Last ingredient is a good old favourite, rosemary. So beautiful. Just a nice little wodge of this. Cold pan, whack it on. Now we'll start cooking. Go in with a little oil. We want to start with flavour. So just take your rosemary stick, clasp it like that, pull it like that, easy peasy, and then into the pan. I'm going to kind of use rosemary in a slightly different way. Often we take herbs and we chop them in with the onions and carrots in a stew, or maybe put it in at the end. But what I want to achieve is crispy bits for sprinkling. Crispy bits to go on a nice sort of stodgy, comforting stew. Also, we're creating the most beautiful rosemary oil that's going to be the first beginnings of flavour with this stew.
In less than a minute, the rosemary crisps up a treat. So remove, freeing the pan up for the lamb.
I want to slice the lamb into sort of 3-centimetre chunks. And we're going to go skin side down into the pan. Let's get some colour going. Let's get some attitude happening. I'm going to season it fairly heavily with black pepper. And try and just have one layer of meat and not too sort of close to each other. That way it's going to kind of really brown and not boil. And I like that. Let's have a little wash up. Clean board. Now, silver-skinned pickled onions. And before you think I've gone mad, these are really beautiful. They kind of pop sweetness and gorgeousness. It's all peeled for me, so that's convenient. And also, it's been pickled and seasoned. So it's packing a really big punch for one ingredient.
Remove from the vinegar and add all the onions from a 280-gram jar. It's a top trick to get big flavour fast.
Let those onions benefit from the flavour of that rosemary oil, the lamb fat, the temperature of the pan, and let them scald a little bit. Get some colour going. Now, to go with this, we've got some beautiful green and black olives here, and really important little tip, get them with the stones in, always. Better texture, better flavour.
Simply squash with a jar, pull out the stones, then add to the pan, along with 2 tins of plum tomatoes.
Delicious, deep flavours, sweet. So look, get your fork and just mush up all those tomatoes. You know, you want it to cook out to a nice little sauce. And I don't need to season this dish. There's enough salt in the olives and the pickled onions to really season the tomatoes and the lamb in the most beautiful way. And then last but not least, pour in 2 cans of water and that will cook down. And it's going to be really, really nice. So lid on and whack it in the oven at 170 degrees Celsius, which is for around 320 Fahrenheit, for about 2 hours until the meat just falls apart and that sauce has cooked down. And now I've got a couple of hours to do whatever I like.
Just 6 minutes to prep, and then the oven does all the work for you. This delicious stew couldn't be simpler.
So, it smells fantastic, and you can see it's just sort of blipping away. Look at that. And for me, the exciting thing is you've got 5 ingredients, but they kind of become one delicious flavour. Get it on a platter. Really, really good. Everything here now is soft and silky and comforting. But don't forget, we've got the crispy rosemary. That's going to be lovely. All I do now is a little bit of black pepper. Delicious. Simple, but very scrumptious. Time to have a little taste. What should we go for? Let's get some of that tender meat. Look at that. Bit of everything. All in one mouthful. Come on. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's big flavour. The meat literally falls apart. And if you think about it, I've put no salt in that at all. But by using those silver skin pickled onions and those olives with the stones in, you get maximum flavour, depth of seasoning. And you get it fast, no mucking about. That's going to make people very, very happy. Bloomin' brilliant.
6 simple minutes of prep, delivering 6 delicious portions of stew. Come on, you do the maths.
5.
Back to life, back to reality.
Now buckle up for a speedy salad turbocharged with big, exciting flavours.
You could use this for a snack, lunch, dinner. You could do it as a side dish. It could feature in so many different ways.
Just grab some pre-cooked lentils, fresh broccoli, mixed coloured chilies, preserved lemons, and sustainable tinned anchovies.
I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to really love your lentils and broccoli. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to turn this pan on and let's get some water boiling. So first up, we've got some beautiful purple sprouting broccoli. And I like to trim it up. Just run your knife down the length of the broccoli like that. It means it cooks twice as fast. It means it's much easier to eat. And it's also much more beautiful. We love broccoli at home, and in its most simple form with a knob of butter is delicious. But broccoli is a fantastic carrier of flavours. It really is. That means that we can have fun. So in we go.
Blanch the broccoli in boiling salted water for 3 minutes, giving us time to make a tangy little dressing.
So first up, preserved lemons. Little tiny lemons like that, they're really perfumed, and when you brine them like this, you can use them in rice dishes, in stews, in soups, in salsas. They're fantastic. So if you've never seen them before, give it a little go. Second one, anchovies. Anchovies, everyone always says, some people don't like them. Look, anchovies are already in some of the foods you love, and you might not know it. If you use anchovies intelligently, you'll never really taste it. It's a seasoning. It gives it a depth of flavour. So we're going to take the anchovies out of the oil, and we're going in to the mortar. You can do this in a liquidizer if you want. Pound it up, smash it up, and can you see how that's gone to a paste pretty quickly? Look at that. It's like a fish paste. And then our beautiful preserved lemony juice, and a tablespoon of that in here is going to be amazing. By adding this fragrant juice, we're kind of balancing the pungent flavour of the anchovy. And then last but not least, just put the oil from the tin in, and then look, that's what you get. Very simple dressing. That over potatoes, greens, white meats. Wow, delicious.
Once the broccoli is turned just tender, put to one side for later, saving back a mug of cooking water and using the same pan for the next flavour hit.
Get one of those beautiful preserved lemons. Just quarter it and remove any seeds. Just this small lemon, chopped up, is a game changer. So finely chop that, push that to one side. Chilies. Get 1 or 2 chilies, depending on how you like things. And I'm just gonna finely slice it like this. So heat and fragrance and salt and citrus. You know, this is a good place. And these are gonna completely bring life to broccoli that's still hot, wanting to be flavored, and lentils. Lentils in these packs, they're super convenient, right? So convenience and deliciousness, let's do this. So in the pan, we're gonna go in with some olive oil, and we are gonna get our chili and lemon in there. That's gonna perfume this oil. It's gonna be so good. These lentils have been simply cooked. The hard work's been done. So in we go. Now look at the colour. It's dark, you know, rustic, but we need one key thing, that broccoli juice, to rehydrate them a little bit. And then whack a little lid on, and it just steams those lentils. Beautiful.
After only 2 minutes, add in your broccoli to reheat and coat in all those flavours. And it's time to serve up.
Look at that. Shake that into a lovely platter. The lentils and broccoli work so well together. We're going to take that amazing dressing and dress it up. And this is going to be so good. When it hits that lemoniness, that savouriness from the anchovies, really, really nice. And then a last little sprinkling of some chili, just for pops of colour. And of course, one last little embellishment of extra virgin olive oil. You know, it's a fantastic little recipe that can be used in so many different ways. I tell you one thing, it smells absolutely amazing. So let's have a little try. Lentils first. The lentils are so delicious. They're so sumptuous. And you want to keep going back for more. And the broccoli is constantly hungry for things like chili and lemon and the deep flavour of anchovy, which you can't really pick out as an individual flavour. It's just there, thumping away. Absolutely delicious. What are you waiting for? Give it a go.
A really quick, clever dish to have up your sleeve. Try it once, and you'll make it again and again.
Back to reality.
This is my quick and easy food. A delicious set of go-to recipes for those of you that love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 ingredients, these recipes are quick to cook, easy to remember, and outrageously tasty. Now for an old school dish that sometimes gets a bad rap, but done well is utterly delicious.
I want to talk to you about a great British classic, pan-seared calf's liver with smoky bacon, sweet onions on toast. Yes!
So get yourself some higher welfare calf's liver, fresh sage, red onions, crusty sourdough bread, and free-range smoked streaky bacon.
It's a real good one. And whether you're a lover or a hater, just watch. Just watch this, because you might just get inspired. Right, 1 large pan. Get that on a high heat. Then on to our beautiful calf's liver. Look at that. And this is lovely higher welfare calf's liver and smoked bacon. This is a wicked little combo. And then the kind of thing that props the whole thing up. Really nice sourdough bread. So we're going to do 1 nice, big, fat slice of this. This dish is great with standard bread, but if you can get some amazing bread, it just takes it to the next level. And the next ingredient, some lovely sage. And sage just happens to be best mates with onion. Yes, an old classic. A beautiful, sweet red onion. And that, my friends, is the combo. That's the fivesome that's going to cook beautifully together. And actually, most of the love, most of the care, and most of the focus goes on the onion. That's what we start with. What we want to achieve is a sweetness, a depth of flavour that links all of these flavours.
Peel and finely slice the onion, then add to a non-stick pan on a medium-high heat with a little olive oil.
Just take care of these onions. Get them soft, get them sweet. So, sage is an incredible herb. So delicious, and when you fry it in a little fat, It goes crispy and fragrant and delicious, and it's amazing with the bacon and the liver, but it's really good with onions. So I just want to pick a couple of really beautiful leaves for later. I'm just going to leave them here, and the rest, we're going to slice them up. And the reason I'm chopping these up is I want the flavour to cook into the onions, and the reason I'm leaving these is because they're going to be cooked with the liver. So, in with the chopped up sage leaves. We're already starting to get a few bits of colour on these onions. Keep an eye on it, don't let it catch. And then we're just going to keep cooking that until it's soft and tender and sweet and delicious and has depth of flavour.
Now to prep the liver, ready to cook super fast at the end.
With the liver, give it a little rub with oil and lightly season with salt and a little pepper. And that's all you need to do. That bit of liver is going to cook beautifully, and the texture and flavour is going to be amazing, but you can't cook it through. If you cook it through, it's dry, it's miserable, and that's where the bad stories come from. If you caramelise it hard on the outside so it has a crunch and a sweetness, but then in the middle it's like the silkiest, most beautiful pâté, right? That's what it's about. That's the luxury, that's the joy, that's what we're going to do right now.
With the onions looking good, we can now bring this together in a flash.
What I love about this dish is it's a one-pan dish. So at this stage, we're going to put a nice splash of red wine vinegar into the pan and toss it around. And that acidity and the sweetness of the onions is going to be amazing. And then I'm going to shake it to one side and just leave it. I can put this beautiful piece of toast in now, push it down so there's contact. The idea here is to make the ultimate crouton, right? So use the bread to clean the pan. Any sticky bits of onion juice, we'll have that. Then we've got the smoked bacon. So this now goes into the pan and the fat will start to render out. And that will then start cooking into the crouton. You can see where we're going now, right? Let's have a look at the bacon. Of course, we want it golden. Yeah, that's looking good. Keep the onions moving, just turn them over. Yes! Let's just have a little look at the bread. Wow! Caught, golden. Get that in there and move the bread around, cleaning the pan. When the onions have had enough, you can protect them by placing them on the bread, right? So your bread is kind of like your little lifeboat, right? And you can take everything into the life raft. So that's safe. So as soon as that bacon's perfect, that can go on as well. But now what we've done is exposed half the pan with maximum heat, right? It's ready, it's raring to go. That is when we go in with this lovely piece of calf's liver, straight in. So I'm going to wash my hands, 1 minute roughly on each side. Don't touch it, right? Let it get golden and caramelised. At the same time, we can go in with our sage leaves. Put a little oil on the sage leaves and they'll go crispy and beautiful. Look at the sage frying. It completely transforms. You can see the heat moving up the calf's liver. The bacon's good now, right? So that can go on the bread. And then let's go for the turn on the calf's liver. Look at that. Beautiful. That's what we want. Let's plate this up. Come on, let's do it. So let's just take that lovely toast onto that plate. And I can just put the bacon back in the pan for the last second to get sizzly. And look at the calf's liver. Beautiful. And then that lovely bit of bacon, sizzling as well. A beautiful, beautiful plate of food. Time to eat. What a treat. Let's get in amongst this. Onion juices, sage, bacon. I know that that's going to be the most outrageous mouthful. Have a look at that calf's liver. It's really caramelised on the outside, but still blushing on the inside. And that's the way you get that really clean, elegant flavour. Well, that bread is off the chart. That reminds me of my mum, my nan. Nice memories, nice food, classic. A great combination. This is like heaven. I don't want any company. In actual fact, off you go. I want a bit of me time.
Such a simple dish, done the right way, is heaven on a plate. And if you didn't think this was for you, then think again.
Back to life, back to reality.
Finally, check out my speedy black tahini noodles. Bonkers to look at, delicious to eat.
I'm going to give you a noodle dish that is so quick and easy, but completely different.
All you need are fine rice noodles, fresh limes, a punnet of cress, teriyaki sauce, and black sesame seeds.
This is really different, really surprising, utterly delicious, and really good fun to make. So let's do this. Pan on the heat. And first up, black sesame seeds. You can get them in the supermarkets, and the black ones are just the same sesame seeds as you've always had, but with their husks on, okay? So 50 grams into there. We're gonna toast up the seeds, and we're gonna make homemade black tahini, and we're gonna turn that into a dressing that we dress the noodles in. It's gonna be delicious. And it happens pretty damn quick. So look, the next thing I wanna talk about is the noodles. So nice rice noodles, 150 grams. Follow the packet instructions. Some say just pour boiling water over them. Some say boil for a minute. Either way, it's very, very easy. Now look, the action is starting to happen. Look, they're like little popping beans. Pop, pop, pop. It's just bonkers. So when these start popping, that's when we're going to take them off the heat, because we don't want to burn these. We want to encourage the best flavour.
Transfer into a mortar, add boiling water to the pan, and drop in your noodles.
Okay, so while they're doing their magic, in here, I'm going to start to pound. But because they're hot, they kind of crackle and click in the most peculiarly brilliant way. Can you hear that? Sounds like they're exploding. And it smells amazing. Kind of peanut buttery. And we want to create like a dust.
Once crushed, tip out, ready to be transformed into an outrageous noodle dressing.
Now, teriyaki is the next ingredient. It's got the soy in there. It's got mirin, which is a rice wine. It's got rice syrup in there. It's got garlic. So for one ingredient, you're getting like loads of flavours going in there, which I love. So I want to add 2 tablespoons and then mix that in. Put that to the side for 1 minute. These rice noodles are done. So I'm just going to drain these. Now, we've got 2 limes. Very important, because the sesame seeds are rich and kind of savoury, and that is acidic and alive and fresh. So we want that contrast happening. So I'm going to use one of these fine graters and just gently stroke just the green zest off. The smell is unbelievable.
Saving the zest for later, squeeze in the juice from 1 lime and mix it all up.
So look at that. It's just bonkers, dark and amazing. Wow, a lot going on. That's amazing. It's amazing. So while this is hot, put the noodles in the pan. Let's go in with this completely bonkers dressing. So exciting. And just the smell is phenomenal. It's not your everyday noodle dish, right?
Lay your super cool noodles over a platter.
Get your gorgeous lime zest and just sprinkling it around. It will smell incredible. Then, the last ingredient, cress. Get as close as you can to the seeds, and I just like doing like chunks, and then from a height, all over the place. Really exciting. Just some of those black sesame seeds. And then last but not least, that second lime, just in case you want to have a little squeeze up. That is fun to do. Right, time for a twiddle up. Really delicious. It's got that kind of satay vibe going on, you know. There's the lime, the crunch of the cress, but also it's the look. You can't get over the fact that you're eating black noodles and it's kind of a bit nuts, but delicious. You could serve this as it is, as a little salad, as a side dish, and actually I think that's the key to a good noodle dish. You can change it up and use it as part of your repertoire. That, my friends, is probably something you haven't seen before, but above all, delicious.
Speedy noodles with real wow factor. Perfect for livening up dull dinners. There you go, my delicious stress-free menu to see you through the week. Comforting succulent lamb stew, fast and tasty warm lentil salad, the ultimate liver, bacon and sweet onions, and surprising black tahini noodles. My 5-ingredient food that's quick to cook and even easier to remember.